What's going on, you guys? My name is Marco Phillips. You're listening to Time to Dominate podcast. Let's go. So here's a daunting question. How do millennials like us leverage the internet to recruit 8 players into our downlines, make a massive impact in the world and their income, while having plenty of time for the other things that do actually matter to us? Well, this podcast is going to be answering those questions. My name is Marco Phillips, and you're listening to Time to Dominate podcast. Hey, super great morning, you guys. What up? What up? It's morning on my end. I hope this podcast finds you in great spirits. And today, I want to talk about what do you do when you run out of your list? What do you do when you run out of your list? You know, when we get started, you're asked to write down your list of 100 people or 300 people. Who's a potential fit for the products, who's a potential fit for the business. Don't judge them. Let's just get on these 3-way calls and just prospect them, and they go from there. Yes, I did this, and I'm no longer a fan of that method. That's why I started looking for a better way to be able to get my presentation out in front of people, get my product in front of people, get my business opportunity in front of people, without necessarily bothering friends or family or just stalking people on social media. I look back at this stuff, man, and thank God for growth, because growth is essential. You just never know. We just follow the crowd in the beginning, and it actually works. It's just that, okay, when you run out of those people to talk to, what's next? How else can I generate leads? How can I generate people to talk to consistently on a day-to-day basis? So for me, guys, what was next for me was to hit up social media. And I actually even took some social media marketing courses, learned a lot of stuff from YouTube, observe other people that are really killing it doing that platform, and we came up with a strategy to do a 90-day game plan. And within the 90-day game plan was like, how many people am I going to reach out to in this 90 days on a day-to-day basis, like part of my DMO, my daily methods of operation. And for me, my number was 50. Okay, no matter what, birthdays, holidays, vacations, it doesn't matter what was happening. 90 days of straight work, and after the 90 days, we judge the results from there. Guys, in 90 days, I actually completed this. Like a lot of times, I failed and completed a 90-day game plan. It's just my mindset wasn't all the way there. I'll do 30 days or I'll do 60 days, and like the back end 30 was just like a drag, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I have to take another no, if I have to reach out to someone else, and you reach out to people, it takes forever for people to get back to you. On maybe it goes, if it's on Facebook, it goes to the other inbox, or if it's on Instagram and you're not following them, or they're not following you back yet, it goes into another inbox, or they don't see it, or they don't respond in time, and that's cool if you're reaching out to a lot of people. At some point you have people reaching out back to you, like months and months and months that you've prospected, like way down the line, right? And it's all like that whole kaboom effect. And many times I failed, but I remember this one time I actually did it. I'm like, hey, listen, I went to another event. I was jacked up coming out, just super fired up. I'm like, man, listen, I'm doing it this time. I want this as bad as I want to breathe. Eric Thomas. And you guys, for me, it honestly got that desperate. I was serious about creating a life of options for me and my daughter, being a present father for her, and retire my aging mom, who was an immigrant with a 3rd grade education, and all she's ever done was work terribly hard to keep a roof over her head and a hot meal on the table for years and years and years. And so for me, I was like, I got to make this happen. And another thing on the back end was that some of you guys may know, on my dad's side of the family, I'm actually the firstborn, so I have like all I have like four step brothers that honestly that look up to me. So I got to provide for them too on another end, right? And like, man, I got to do this. You get this phone calls and people need help. It's like the stuff I complain about over here. It's nothing compared to people back home. It's real. We take having light and having gas and having water for granted, and people's like, man, listen, I just need some essentials. I need some basics. Can you help me out? It really sucks when you can't help them out. But anyway, I came to this. I went to an event, came to the resolve like, hey, listen, I'm going to do this no matter what. And guys, in 90 days, I've prospected 4,500 people. That was 50 people a day for 90 days. And yes, again, a lot of times I wanted to quit, but I was like, man, listen, no matter what, I'm just going to do it. Some days I went till like midnight making this happen, like no matter, and then back at it again at like 6 a.m. in the morning, just prospecting, and then follow up if people respond from 2 days ago, like just that whole thing. And after a while, I was just like, oh my gosh, there has to be another way than this. There absolutely has to be another way than prospecting all day, every day. There has to be another way than hitting up 50 people every single day. And that's when I truly started to take a look at what are the top earners really doing? Are they doing the same thing? And if they are, is there another method in which they're doing it to make this happen? For me, I'm like, there's no way they're working harder than this. Like, this has to be as hard as it gets. Like, this sucks. Just being honest, like, I'm like, man. And the question kept popping up. So what do you do after you run out of your first list of people and you're prospecting every single time and you don't form that huge kaboom effect to move up your comp plan or your marketing plan? What do you do then? Well, here's what I've started to implement and learn and do, and it's simply having systems do the heavy work. Having systems do the heavy work. Having systems do the presentation. Having systems do uh, even the lead generation, and then on the back end, all you typically would tend to do is answer any one or two questions that they may have after all the heavy lifting is done. So the people in which you be talking to, they've already been pre-qualified. It's pretty much auto closing. Okay, having a system that would auto close people for you, not taking the human out of it, not taking the human element out of it, but only talking to the people that raise their hand up, like, hey, John, hey, Brad, hey, Tommy, like, I've gone through all these steps. I want what you have. I see what you have. I want in. I want this opportunity. I want your product. I just have one or two more questions. Like, how would that make you feel? Like, how would that be? Rather than talking to everybody and then have to do every single presentation. Could you imagine having, like, even just doing 20 presentations a day? It's exhausting. 10 presentations. It's exhausting, like every single day. And then you have to then fish out those people that are just tire kickers and time wasters, and they're not ready yet, or they don't have, the little bit of money to start up, or they're not really serious about hitting their goals. And like, oh my gosh, and over and over and over. Like, the top earners, the top guys, like, I'm talking like multi 6 7 figure earners, close to 8 figure earners. How did they do it? They use systems, they leverage systems. And even the guys that are up and coming, the up and comers now are like, man, listen, I've learned from their mistakes. I don't need to repeat this. Like, I'm not that dumb. Like, use systems to take away the heavy lifting, and only talk to people that um have gone through the loops, have seen the presentation, have seen what you have to offer, and then they're raising their hand up like, hey, yes, I just have one or two other questions and I'm ready to sign up. Or matter of fact, I don't need to see any other thing. I'm signing up right now and I'll see you on the back end, right? Like, that's the life. That's the life. If we're preaching passive income, then we have to use systems. There have to be ways to actually take off the heavy lifting to make this truly passive, right? Right? Um, and so yeah, so it's super simple. So okay, Mark, okay, that sounds great. And what are the systems? What are the ways to be able to do that? I think I talked about this the last maybe the last episode or last two episodes ago. For me, what I've been using is a simple click funnel system. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter what platform in which you use. You simply have to find a way or find a tool or find a system to get the presentation in front of people, right? Get your presentation in front of people, run traffic to that ad for that presentation, and then the people that come into the back end, that see it, have the system either do the auto closing, or maybe they have one or two other questions, and they can get on either like a quick phone call, chat, Skype chat, however it is that you like to, follow up and do your closing, and then boom, they're they're in. Or maybe you see that, hey, maybe this is not a great fit for you at this time, right? It it's that simple. They just use systems to do the heavy lifting of eliminating the tire kickers, eliminating having to do the presentation and being in front of people the entire time, or prospecting 20, like literally, like most of the day, like I did, guys. 4,500, 4,500 prospects, and you're not at the top 1%. Something is wrong with the strategy. It's not the work, because you did the work, and it's nothing is wrong with you, okay? Because that's another 10 to go to. Nothing's wrong with you. Maybe the strategy is just not as leveraged enough, okay? If you've checked off like the first two things, I allude to this over and over again: your state, your story, and then your strategy. My lessons from Tony Robbins, right? If you take away those top two things, just take a look at the strategy. That's usually where that lies, as long as the first two are taken care of. And for me, if you're an entrepreneur, those top two constantly is a work in progress, right? Your personal development never stops. Constantly, those two have to be in line, and then it's just implementing the third thing. Okay, so guys, that's exactly how that gets done. Okay, and then for me, I'll probably put a link in the show notes as to what, see if you guys can actually see exactly how I get people now into join my team. If they reach out to me, either one on one in person, and from either my social media, or if I get in front of them through a simple ad or referral, right? I have them go through an application in order to join my team. So like, I'm not doing a presentation right away. Like, hey, this is the information. If you're truly serious, right, I'll see you in the back end. And they walk through the loops. And it's just a series of pages just put together. There they go, after one, after one, after one. And they get all the information that they need regarding the opportunity. They get the information they need about the product. They get all the information that they need, um, even about myself, like how to get started. Like, just have everything, like your entire presentation, just have it in some way that you can literally just press play, and it goes over and over and over again without you having to say it over and over again to 50 new people. Like, if you want to grow and scale massively, that's what you do. You don't do it every single time over and over again. That's just not smart. That's just not smart work at all, right? And I hope you guys got value. So in the implementation, copy someone that's already doing this, right? And or take a look at what the top MLMers in your MLM are doing. Now, I'm talking like the top notch. And if no one is doing it currently, guess what? You have a blue ocean. You have the go ahead and start implementing this. The top guys are eventually going to ask you, like, dude, what are you doing, and how are you getting so many people to either join your team or join your downline so fast? Well, I just replace myself, right? I just replace myself with a system, and I only talk to the people that maybe have 1 or 2 questions before they sign in, and then now they're in, and now I can give them back the same system to go duplicate that and do the same thing. You want to talk about true duplication? That's true duplication right there. It's not having, and watch the kind of caliber of people that you actually tend to bring in. It's absolutely amazing. So what do you do? So to answer this question, what do you do when you run out of your list of your top 100 people to talk to? You know how they do that to everyone that comes in. You just create systems. You create systems and leverage tools that put your presentation of your product or your business in front of people that are actively looking or saying, yes, I want to see more, I want to know more. And the system does the heavy lifting and auto closing for you. And that's exactly how you beast it. And that's how you rank advanced. That's how you achieve your goals in this industry. If you want to achieve them fast in a leveraged way, that's what the top earners are doing. And no need to reinvent the wheel, right? But just make sure the wheel in which you are copying are the top earners, are the ones that you would actually trade places with. You guys, it's your time to dominate. Go out and do it. Make a massive impact on the income. Let's get it. Hey, thank you for listening today. If you found value, please subscribe and leave a review so we can reach others like us searching for a better way on how to use the internet to create leverage and truly dominate. How would you like to stop pitching and start attracting your downline on autopilot? If so, head over to timetodominatepodcast.com and grab the free training, and let's go.